Hey there! Welcome back to my channel. I am Tamika Thompson and I am the owner and resume writer at Thompson Resume Writing Company. And for this video, I am going to be giving you some tips on how to create a top-notch, high-quality resume, even if you have very minimal experience or if you feel as though you have no experience. Now, if you are a professional or a person who feels as though you don't have any experience at all, like you have no skills, you don't have anything that you know how to do, you feel like you have no value that you can add to a company, I am here to tell you straight up, no chaser, that is not true. Okay, everybody everywhere has skills, has abilities, has something that they know how to do, has something very special that they can bring to a company that no one else can. I don't care if you have been a stay-at-home parent for the past 6 years or if you've been backpacking through Europe for the past 2 years, you have something that you can do. You have abilities, you have capabilities, you have skills, you are valuable, like all of the things. So if you feel that way, I just want to let you know right up front that that is not true. But the key to figuring out what skills you have and what experience you have and how it aligns to a job or a position that you may be applying to is simply understanding the roles that you are going for, knowing what they're looking for, and understanding how to highlight those specific skills and capabilities and that background on your resume so that you can get callbacks and start getting interviews. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Before I dive headfirst into this list of the things that I'll be touching on in this video, I have to start by saying it's really important to understand for sure, without a shadow of a doubt, the roles and the positions that you will be applying to. Knowing this is going to help you craft your resume and tailor it and target it appropriately for those positions. If you don't know the jobs that you're going to be applying to, like if you look on the job boards and you just think you're going to be applying to any and everything, I can tell you right off the bat that that is not going to work. You are going to need to do some groundwork to understand what recruiters are looking for in the resumes of candidates that they are screening for these positions. From there is when you'll determine, I have this, I have that, I don't have this, maybe I don't have enough of that, etc. I have to begin this video by saying that because too often I'll have people come to me for help with their resume and they feel as though they have no experience, but they don't even know what jobs they're going to apply to in their job search. So it's like, how do you know if you don't have experience if you don't know the jobs that you're going for? Now, if you already know the jobs that you'll be applying to and you're well aware of what your experience level is, then this part of the video is not for you, but I just had to make that clear. Number one on this list is to highlight and showcase your transferable skills. Now, transferable skills is exactly what it sounds like. So these are skills that you can transfer or translate into any industry, into any position, and they will help you be successful in that role. Transferable skills tend to be soft skills, so think of skills like communication, organization, task management, prioritization, etc. So think of just those very basic, regular, everyday, competencies that enable you to do your job well or enable you to get things done. So we all know communication is a very common skill. That's in relation to sending emails, talking to customers, talking to clients, talking to leaders, right? Organization is just making sure that you can handle everything that is on your plate, everything that is being assigned to you. So figure out what your transferable skills are and what transferable skills are in the job postings that you are interested in, and make sure that you are highlighting them all throughout your resume. So number one is to have them listed in your skills section. Number two is to call those transferable skills out in your professional summary, as well as your targeted headline, and also make sure that you have job bullet points in your experience section that focus on emphasizing the soft skills that you have and how you leverage them to be successful or be very good at what you currently do or what you've done in past positions. And you already know what I'm going to say if you watch my videos. Be sure, if you can at least, to include a number in each of those statements. So if you are mentioning communication, maybe if you're in customer service, you mention how you communicated with over 25,000 customers throughout your tenure. If you're talking about organization, maybe you can mention something along the lines of that your top-notch organization skills help to minimize any type of time-related delays or anything being pushed back or made sure that everything was completed on time and with accuracy. So once you figure out those transferable and those soft skills, add a number in there to make the statement pop out even more. Number 2 on this list is to include any type of volunteer or any type of charity work or community service type related experience. Most people don't consider this experience, but it does count, especially if it's directly related to the positions or the industry that you may be interested in going into or applying to. So when it comes to volunteer experience or charity work, number 1, make sure that you give yourself a title. If it's, food pantry volunteer or PTA volunteer or soup kitchen volunteer or whatever the official title is, make sure that you list that on your resume. Also, make sure that you are giving some information about what you do as a volunteer or what you've done in the charity. So what most people will do is that they will list their volunteer experience, but they won't provide any information. Provide at least 3 to 5 bullet points on what exactly you did as a volunteer. If you volunteered at a soup kitchen, did you prepare over 500 meals that helped feed impoverished families in the community? Did you organize the distribution of the soups? Did you, manage the kitchen in the back with all the chefs and other volunteers to actually prepare the meals? Did you create some sort of a program that was impactful in the community, right? So provide some information on the type of work that you did and the impact that it had, either on the people who you were helping or on the organization as a whole. And again, notice how I continue to infuse numbers and include numbers. If you can tie a number to your volunteer work, be sure to do so. I highly recommend including volunteer and charity work on your resume, especially if you have a significant career gap where maybe you have been a stay-at-home parent for the past 8 years and you haven't been working for an extended period of time because you've been taking care of your family, but you've been serving on the school board. You've been volunteering at your kids' soccer games. You've been going to different, parent group meetings or something like that. And remember, the rule of not exceeding more than 5 to 7 bullet points, as with a traditional resume, still applies here as well. So yes, be elaborate, give detail, but make sure that you're still following traditional resume rule standards, and that is to not exceed more than 7 bullet points per position, per volunteer work or whatever that you list on your resume. Number 3 on this list is to include any type of groups or organizations that you hold a title with or that you are a part of. So this is a little different from point number 2. Now, when I'm talking groups and associations and organizations, I mean like if you are part of the PTA or if you are a part of a fraternity or a sorority, or if there's any type of organization in your community. This can also include online groups and organizations as well. So I know that there are a gazillion Facebook groups out there. There's all types of, LinkedIn groups, anything like that. If there's any online group or organizational or association type work that you do, you can also include that on your resume. Again, you want to make sure that you give yourself a title, and you also want to make sure that you include what you do as part of that organization. If you actually developed or created the group, if you provide lunches for, if it's PTA, if you provide the lunches for all of the kids, or if you, record the meetings for the minutes, if you help organize and put on events, whether it's a fair or a play or bake sales or fundraising events, whatever it is that you do as part of this group, include that information, elaborate, and go into detail on your resume. And most people don't think that this counts as experience, but it absolutely positively does. Because think about it, if you are putting together a school-wide bake sale, that's a lot of communication, that's a lot of planning, that's a lot of scheduling, that's a lot of cross-functional collaboration, it's a lot of team player or being a team player, it's leadership, it's budgeting. There are so many hidden skills that we use on a day-to-day basis that we really don't think of. So this is why I get so frustrated when I talk to people who have been out of work for a significant period of time, but they've been in all these groups and they've planned all this stuff and they've done all these different things and put these events together. Maybe they've grown the group or helped grow the group, and they're just like, oh, I don't have any experience experience. And I'm just like, yo, yes, you do. Another thing to note here too is to make sure again that you give yourself a title, and also be sure to include the time frame when you joined or when you created or when you became a member of said organization. If you joined in 2020, you would say, 2020 through current, or 2020 through 2022, so on and so forth. Number 4 on this list is to include things that you are currently learning to help you gain the skills and gain the education and knowledge that you need to get into this career field or to become an entry-level candidate into this field. Now, this includes if you have recently gone back to school, so maybe you've enrolled in a degree program, whether it's an associate's degree or a bachelor's degree or a master's degree. If you are currently maybe completing a certification, so I know for people who are trying to become a project manager, a lot of people will start working on their project management certificate even before they start looking for project management roles. And for people who are in accounting, maybe they start prepping to take CPA classes, right? So anything that you're learning in relation to this job, whether it's online, whether it's in person, include any type of knowledge. This also includes webinars and workshops. So when listing this type of information, your certificates, your trainings, your workshops, etc., make sure that you list this in the education section. And if you are in the process of obtaining a certification, meaning that you are currently enrolled in classes, be sure to include the anticipated completion date of when you will actually pass whatever exam that you're supposed to take and receive the actual certificate. So for example, if you are currently enrolled in project management classes, you can say anticipated, December of 2024, or whenever you are officially going to have that certification. Another thing that you'll want to include is the institution or the place where you are obtaining your education, where you have completed the workshop, etc. This is important because if it's especially an accredited, really highly respected institution that is going to look impressive or that's well known in the industry, that is going to give you a leg up. Next on this list is to include relevant experience from your past background, as long as it doesn't go past that 10-year mark into your job history. So I've covered this in another video where I stated that you should not go back more than 10 years into your job history on your resume and how that can work against you. But if you have recent experience, maybe from the past 6 years or 8 years or so, that's related to this position, include it on your resume. So again, if you took a career gap or you took a career break for the past 3 to 5 years, but before you took your break, you were in a position that was somewhat similar or somewhat related or somewhat, relevant to what you're going for, go ahead and include it on your resume, include the title, the name of the company, the things that you did, the whole nine. Even if you've taken a career break, past experiences and past roles, especially where you're utilizing the same set of skills, are still very much related to jobs that you may be going to now. And this also comes in handy if you are going into the same industry or you're going into the same type of position, but maybe it's a little different. And last on this list is to do not emphasize or focus on the fact that you are entry level or that you may not have all of the skills that a recruiter or an employer may be looking for. And this is a mistake that a lot of entry level or people who are maybe changing careers or entering into a career make. They focus on that so heavily to where it's so apparent that they don't have the experience or that they are transitioning or that they're brand new to the field. And by doing that, not only do you discredit yourself, but you also make the recruiter second guess you as well. It's like, oh, this person is entry level. Oh, they don't know what they're doing. Oh, they are brand new. That's going to make them not have as much confidence in you as they should. So to avoid doing this, do not have your headline say entry level, whatever, entry level project manager, entry level accounting professional. Stay away from things like that. Also, do not focus on it too much in your cover letter. Maybe designate 1 to 2 sentences maximum explaining maybe why you're looking to change careers or why you're interested in this career and that this will be a transition for you. Don't use language like hoping to break into, looking to land my first, really desiring to enter into, like, don't use language like that, because it almost sounds as though you don't have any confidence or any self-assuredness in yourself. And that is not how you want to come off. You want to, regardless of what you do have or you don't have in terms of skills and experience, have confidence in yourself and knowing that, hey, I'm the best person for this job in spite of what I may not have or what I lack. Because remember, even though you're entry level, all the stuff we just talked about, you have something that you know, you have something that you can offer, you have certifications, you've done some workshops, you have transferable skills, you have related volunteer experience. So those are some super simple, easy ways that you can create a high quality, top-notch resume, even if you have very minimal experience or you feel like you don't have any experience at all. And I really hope that you found this video helpful. This video is mostly for like my career changers, my recent graduates, or people who have taken a career break for the past couple of years for whatever reason, whether it's to raise a family or, you know, maybe you just needed a break from the corporate 9-to-5 race. Trust me, I get it. But just because you may be one or a couple of those things that I just listed doesn't mean that you don't have anything to offer a company. Again, every single person has skills, has value, has things that they know how to do. And the key is just knowing how to show that on your resume and align it properly with what the job is looking for. I really hope that you found this video helpful. If so, go ahead and hit the like button. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up down below. If there's any tip in particular or anything in this video that resonated with you, go ahead and drop a comment in the comment box down below. If you have any additional questions in regards to creating a resume with no or little experience that I did not answer in this video, you can also go ahead and drop a question in the comment box down below. I will be more than happy to help you. If you are a professional who needs assistance with your resume, maybe you realize that you don't have enough time to write your resume. Maybe you realize that writing is just not your strength, or maybe you're just not sure where to start and laying out your resume and trying to communicate your value is just way more than you can handle. I would be more than happy to assist you. At this point in my resume writing career, I've been writing resumes for about 10 years and I've written over 800 resumes thus far. My specialty is transforming bland, lackluster resumes into powerful selling tools that help career professionals land interviews 2 times faster in their job search. I am currently accepting clients. If you are interested in working with me and you would love to get started, please visit my website at www.thompsonresumes.com. If you are watching this video but you are not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you can join my growing YouTube community. Thank you again so much for watching. Cheers to still getting interviews and callbacks even if we don't have all of the skills and experience just yet. Bye, y'all.